All right, guys, we have got a new item to show you. We're really excited about this. This thing literally came right off of the container truck, and we're going to show you that real quick. But what we're going to do is we're going to end up making it to where we're going to speed track this or time lapse it just a little bit, and then we'll show you what's in the box, because we cannot fit this box through the front door, so we've got to open it from outside, and then we'll take everything inside. So there we go. All right, guys, welcome back from that time lapse. And what we've got is an opened up F-16 now. Now, the only thing that I've done is I've actually just stuck the back of the fuselage together with the front fuselage so you can see the length. And then I've also just set the vert inside of its actual post holes for it to actually show a little bit better on there for a little bit of more of a amazing view of how big this dang jet is. It's absolutely amazing. As a prior F-16 aircraft electrician and NDI technician for the U.S. Air Force, this thing just gives me chills with how cool this thing is. I already have a 6th scale, but this is a 5th scale, and so it is just enormous, and I'm really, really excited to fly this thing. Again, awesome livery here. It's in the 50th anniversary of the F-16, where it originally was the YF-16. We've already talked about that. But look at how good this looks. The red, the white, the blue, there it is. It's absolutely beautiful. So let's talk about this airplane now. So what we've got is a 2-part fuselage. Actually, technically it's 3-part because you actually have to put the front deck onto the actual airplane and the nose. So that's the other thing that I did, is I put the nose on temporarily on there just because it looks so much better this way. The airplane, like I said, this is how the vert goes on. It just has your 2 carbon posts that go down in there, and you got your 2 connections, one for the rudder servo and one for the anti-collision light. This airplane comes standard with LED lights on it. So you've got your logo lights that are right here on both sides. They are white like they should be. You got your anti-K light, and then you also have your intake lights. So things that I used to replace on the real airplane. Pretty cool, pretty awesome. I wish it had the pencil light right here, but again, if you have a pencil light right there, it's going to end up getting broken off there, but still super awesome. The fuselage, like I said, is a 2-part fuselage, and we're going to add photos to a lot of this from here on. I'm not going to mention that we're going to add photos, we're just going to add them in there. But you'll be able to see the actual fuselage section in there. I'm going to pull this out so you can get a look at it, but you'll see the in-depth photos when we talk about that stuff. So you've got scissors down below. So what you've got, like I said, is the 2-part. You've got your thrust tube in there, and because this airplane is a thrust vectoring setup, you've got your vertical pitch servo down here, and then you've got your yaw servo over on the side over there. Again, you'll see photos in there. Your thrust tube also comes in there, and then you've got the vectoring tube on the back. Pretty cool looking there. It hit the ceiling. Awesome, awesome airplane. I'm going to set this down on the side so it doesn't roll over. Then you got the front fuselage section, and I'm going to rotate that out a little bit so you can see that. So I'm going to set these horizontals over here to give us a little bit of working space. And we'll adjust the wing also. All right, we'll put that up there. All right, so like I said, you've got the tail section, and it's got its entryway into the back there. Really, really cool. You got your scale, semi-scale landing gear in there. Because it's electric, you will never ever be like perfectly scale, but it is absolutely amazing. This airplane is supposed to be about 47 pounds with the motor in it, fuel in it, and ready to fly. So 47-ish pounds, and that's with this thrust vectoring tube in there, the extra servos in there also. All right, so now you got the actual motor access tray or panel being taken off, and then you've got right up in here, you've got 4 fuel tanks. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They flow from the front, so it goes from the back being used first, then the second front one will be used second, and then it'll go all the way to the UAT up there in the front. Pretty awesome, but look at this. This is how this airplane comes with these absolutely ginormous landing gear inside here. Really, really awesome. Big thing about it is the landing gear is painted white like it should be. You know, all F-16 should have white gear. This is awesome. You've got a semi-scale nose wheel, again, that rotates like it should. You've got lights on the fuselage, pilot servos inside there, and you've got a crazy, crazy amount of space in here for whatever you choose to do on there. As far as the sections being joined together, you've got these speed connections that are within here and the quick connections that actually just directly across to make this thing a smooth transition for assembly, which is amazing. I can't say enough about this. I'm really in shock with how large this airplane is. Next, we've got the cockpit. The cockpit itself, again, we'll show some photos in there. Cockpit comes off. We'll set that here. And then you've got a nice cockpit. It's not scale, and it's not very detailed in the right way, but it's got a lot of panels on there. It's got a side stick and an ejection handle. But you've got something to put a pilot in there so that you can actually have a good scale appearance in there. But again, it's not exact. The panels are different. I've seen better, but again, it gets the job done. This is gray. We're going to talk to them about making it black. This should be gray, but again, we got to have the I can't think what it's called, but the reflection off of there. So the gray's not right, but it works. Within the front, you've got the smoke pump because this has smoke, and that is going. You know, you got your UAT here also. Let's see. Other things to talk about. You got your vents over here on the side to be able to, you know, plug them and still have access. And then your nose actually separates off with the pitot tube coming off. And the nose cone comes off. So if you ever have damage to a nose cone or something like that, you can get spare pieces and replacement parts. So again, you got your front deck on there too. Really, really nice setup on there for the fuselage. I like it a lot. Well done. This looks really good. So now I'm going to put this nose cone back on real quick. And then we will talk about the wings, the horizontals, and all that other fun jazz. So we're going to clean this up, put this stuff back in. This airplane is designed to be capable of using a 200 to 320 Newton motor. Obviously, if you're planning on hovering this airplane around on its tail, you're going to want to probably have the larger of those motors, so you can do that. But again, with larger motors, you're going to end up consuming more fuel. So I'm going to go with this as a 240. I think that that'll have enough power to do everything that I plan on doing with this, because I know my limits and I'm not going to be hovering this airplane at 2 feet. But if you wanted to do that, I guess you could do that with an F-16. So pretty cool on there. Let's hurry and kind of stick this back together so you can see that back together again. Again, it's got guideposts to be able to help align this to where you want it. So you can get this front section mounted with the back section. Little tight right now, but it should go in pretty easy. I wonder if I need to take the screws out of the pinch type connections. So we'll just let that sit. Yeah, let's just let it sit. We'll talk about the other things on here. Okay, so what we've got now is we've got horizontals. These horizontals are a spindle type connection on there, and then it's going to be a servo driven slider right here. Now these actually slide into the fuselage and they lock in. So these are removable for transport, which is a really, really good idea and an awesome thing that they do on this. This is exact same type of connection setup that our Jet Ruler brand has, and the things are flying awesome. So you can take those horizontals off if you want on some of our other airplanes. So pretty cool, nice idea. I've seen that in a couple of brands, and it is a very good setup. All right, so we're gonna grab one of these wings to show you this. This airplane wing is a massive wing, very scale wing, very scale shape. It doesn't have anything extra on there. A little bit of dust, I guess that's extra. Now, if you look at the side right here, you actually see the airfoil of this wing, which is awesome. It's not just a standard trainer shape wing. This actually has very good contour to where the front curves down more to give you just that little extra lift on there. And then on the other side here, you've got your quick connects that are in the fuselage that'll connect up. And then you've got your carbon rods that'll actually get connected into the pinch connectors on there. Very nice setup, pilot servos in there. Great movement. Look at this. I mean, you've got killer ability on there if you want to choose to go into like a spaz mode or setup on there or whatnot. Ventral fins. You've got the two ventral fins. They are a threaded type that you'll have to put the nut on. But remember, you need to install these on before you end up putting this back section on there. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to access the the nuts on here to be able to make these right. Now remember, on ventral fins, they're not supposed to be crazy out. They're only supposed to be just slightly out. So there's a way that these have to go on to make sure that they're exactly right. We've actually had real F-16s in flights. They'll take off, they'll do whatever on their mission, they come back and these are actually missing off the real airplane, which is kind of interesting. So whether or not weapons, when they release it, come off and hit them, definitely something that has happened in the past. I've seen at least 3 airplanes in my career with the F-16 where those were missing. Kind of cool. All right, so last item on here is you got your ventral, you got your wing pylons or your missile rails for the wingtips on here. So again, this is a demo airplane. Demo airplanes usually do not fly with any kind of missiles on there or whatnot. There are a couple of countries out there that do it where they have smoke type mods that look like missiles, and they do a lot of really cool stuff on there. But our United States Air Force airplanes do not fly with weapons on at all, even if they're training ones when they do their demos on there. But again, we have airplanes that do come with them if you were to get a stock missile scheme or a standard F-16 scheme. But anyway, there's your ventral or your missile rails. Why do I keep calling it ventrals? Let's see what else. Trying to keep this straight and simple, straight and for you, informative of you guys. What we'll do is we'll add some more photos here at the end of the airplane with the landing gear out. We'll show you some photos of that. And then as we get this airplane together, we'll show you guys more. So again, going over the information on there, this is a 3.06 meter fuselage, okay? Now what does that equal? That equals it equals 120.5 inches, or 3,060 millimeters. Your wingspan is 83 inches, or 2,115 millimeters. And then you got a flying weight of about 47 pounds on there, depending on what motor you put in there. 9 servos standard with the airplane, but if you end up getting the thrust vectoring version, you're going to get 2 extra servos in there, so 11 servos. It comes with painted landing gear, brakes, lights, and then the fuel tanks. So the fuel tank in here combined is 6,600 milliliters, or equal to 1 gallon, 1.74 gallons. So a lot of fuel that this thing can hold for those big motors and being able to do some really good stuff. So she's going to definitely be a hog, but even though she's going to be a hog, she's going to fly super awesome. I've already seen a lot of videos that Pilot has put out of them flying this thing around like a 3D airplane, which is absolutely amazing. If you want to get a chance at looking at that before we get our videos out, go right ahead. They do a good job with that. But again, this is Pilot RC's 1/5 F-16 Fighting Falcon in the new Viper demo scheme, available at bananahobby.com. And I think we have 5 schemes. So if you're actually really interested in this, go ahead and get it with us at Banana Hobby, and we will get you a quote, or we'll figure out what it takes to get you into one of these airplanes. Absolutely awesome. The price is on the website. You got to drop down on your 3 different options, whether it's ARF, it's regular, or Pro version. This is the Pro version. But again, 3 different options on prices. Go ahead and check it out on the website. I'm not going to say a price on there because website prices always change. So go ahead, check it out. Again, I'm Jeremy Solt with Banana Hobby. Thanks for watching.